on the stage. Welcome Aileen on the stage. So Aileen is a seasoned expert guiding CEOs and business leaders through the ever-changing business landscape. With over 2 decades of experience, she champions courageous leadership and explores new opportunities, especially in the wake of ESG considerations. A passionate advocate for inclusive and ethical business models, Aileen helps companies achieve multi six-figure success. Her satisfied clients testify to her commitment, and she invites those seeking transformative strategies to connect with her for tailored insights and guidance. Book a 30-minute slot with Aileen to create your personalized game plan for success. Thank you so much, Aileen. You can start the presentation. Good luck.
We wish you all the very best, Aileen, on your topic, women entrepreneurs and the shape of the things to come. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much. And welcome everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited, a little bit nervous, so do bear with. So I am dialing in from Scotland. It is 12:38 here in Scotland. So I'm really excited to be talking with you, to be part of this international forum dedicated to just extraordinary women and women-led businesses. I'm really driven to help other women see, if not liberate their potential, and see the vision of their success come true, really see their own worth. And so today I would love to talk about Innovation Unleashed, basically what happens when you've got women entrepreneurs at the helm and the shape of things to come. So what I want to start by saying though is that this is not going to be a male bashing. This is not about we are superior. This is really about focusing on what happens when we have the energy, the power, and we are the brains behind the innovations. So I hope that's going to be an exciting topic for you. So let's dive in. So let's see if I can get my presentation to work, because already it hasn't. Typically, here we go. Nope, it's definitely not going. Oh my goodness, hang on 1 second, people. There we go. So this is a picture of me when I started school. So I don't know if I've changed hugely. I've still got quite short hair, still got a big smile. So I wanted to start off by giving a little bit of background about how the little girl you see there turned into the women that you see before you now. So when I was growing up, I played at being nurses, I played at being teachers. My mum is a nurse. And that's because I saw that's what the women around me were doing. All the business people seemed to be men, except my next door neighbour. She had a franchise of a shop, and actually I worked there on a Saturday. But it wasn't the norm for me to be surrounded by female business owners. So fast forward to my mid-20s, and I moved into business where I was surrounded by tech solutions and founders that were really changing lives. But again, it felt that 99% of them were male, 1% female. Interestingly, though, the support systems were always female. It was always the women that were there. But I was really captivated by this way of changing people's lives, of how finding solutions could really make such a difference. And I guess I was completely and utterly, my head was turned. I set up 2 businesses of my own. This is my second one. And that's where I started to be able to become worthy of the person you see in front of you and those titles that I've got up there. I set up this business for really audacious, growth-minded entrepreneurs who have a dream to create that multi-six-figure business while making an impact and creating a lasting legacy. And as a commercial director, what I'm seeing right now is that chief execs and business owners are looking for an immediate impact. They're looking for quick wins, but only as a means to build towards the future. They want to hear from somebody real, get actionable insights and try and reduce the feelings of overwhelm. And from somebody that's been there and done it and made all the mistakes, well, that would definitely be me. And they want to feel like it's tailored towards them. They really want some customized guidance. They want some recommendations so that it's fully aligned to who they are, what drives them, and really helps scale their business. So for me, it's not enough to see the change that is needed. For me, you have to be the change. And that's why I became a Women's Enterprise Scotland ambassador. That's why I became a speaker. And it's why I became an author. And I'd love to tell you about that a bit later on. But just now, it's not about me. It's about how do we go forward from here. So I wanted to start off with, I'm not sure if anybody recognises this lady. She was an actress, Hedy Lamarr. And during World War II, she noticed that she had read about radio-controlled torpedoes. The problem with that is that the enemy might be able to jam their guidance system. So she was talking to a composer friend of hers, and the idea was raised that frequency hopping signal might prevent those torpedo guidance systems from being tracked or jammed. And it was the predecessor to modern day Wi-Fi. Before and after Hedy, there have been many women innovators. For example, Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, who revolutionised the shapewear industry, and I'm one of those many women that are probably saying thank goodness. We had Dr. Hayat Sinde, a pioneer of biotech. We've got women like Marie Curie, who pioneered fields of radioactivity, won Nobel Peace Prizes. We've got Alonka Dunnan, who's pioneering video game design. So many women. They're all been doing amazing, innovative things, not because anybody let them, but because they saw something that other people didn't. So before I get into how I see the future going forward when you've got women and innovators, I wanted to go over what is going on right now. And some of these stats are a couple of years old simply because we just haven't got the very up to date. But even so, 27% of all innovators worldwide are women, only 27. And yet most of the women I know are always coming up with amazing ideas. Only 6% of venture capital funding goes to female-founded startups. That one actually made me draw breath because we're 51% of the population. And yet only 6% of the money is going towards female-founded startups. And only 6% of Fortune 500 CEO positions are women. And of that, only 1% are women of colour. There's just something not wrong there. What is going on? Studies show that when women are in leadership roles, innovation thrives. So let's go forward. Let's have a look at the future. What does a future with more women leading innovation look like? Why would we want to do this? And I'd like to take you through 3 or 4 things that I see as being the real benefit. First of all, if you have increased representation, then there's more likely to be more women as head of innovation in various industries. That's just the way it's going to go forward. And as organisations and societies become more diverse in their thinking, more inclusive, women just have more opportunity to contribute. Women-led businesses tend to be more inclusive and diverse in their thinking anyway. So actually, where women are leading innovation, I can absolutely see it just being a snowball effect. Plus, 25% of executive teams are more likely to deliver above average returns. They're more likely to outperform than their contemporaries in the less diverse companies. To me, that just seems like a no-brainer. Companies that not only hire but also manage to retain more women put themselves automatically at a more competitive space. A benefit that extends to all stakeholders, and that leads to growth and scaling new markets or verticals. And with Fortune 500 companies with at least 3 women, those companies that have at least 3 women in their leading positions, 66% increase in ROI. So for me, the number one reason is healthier economies. Women leaders in innovation usually emphasize a collaborative and inclusive approach. I've mentioned that, but to problem solving as well. Men and women, we just look at things differently. We bring different ideas to the table. And in fact, in my experience, when given the right circumstances and support, women like to create their own table. In fact, sometimes they'll bring their own table. And beyond that, sometimes they'll just throw the table away. There is no table. We are here. And what it does is enable much better problem solving because you have different ways of looking at it. And that fosters creativity and innovation. There is naturally a greater focus on the social impact. Women-led innovation tends to fall more on sustainability, social responsibility, environmental. And do you know what? That is a pressing issue now. Remember I said that I was playing nurses and teachers when I was, and it wasn't till I was in my late 20s. Well, it's about being that role model, isn't it? And if we can get more women at the forefront of those things, then I think that we can make a massive impact. Sorry, technical problems there. When you have more women in innovation, I see the future being having more of a balance between technology and human-centric innovation. This could lead to development of products and services and solutions that are not only technologically advanced, but also deeply considerate of human needs and well-being. And once again, there is such a need for connection now following COVID. I mean, I know that we came out of lockdown before. I know it's 3 years since we've had that awful, awful virus. But I am still meeting women, I'm still meeting business owners that are desperate for that connection. And while technology has advanced things, I mean, we wouldn't be having this conversation here today without the advances of technology. And I am so glad to be doing this because I couldn't get to Paris. So I wasn't able to do it in person. But at least I'm here and I'm talking to you now. For me, human-centric design could lead to something that is just, I just don't think that we've seen all that can be done. And when you have women innovators at the helm, you bring in that human-centric innovation. You bring in that thing. Now, I'm not saying all women are soft. I'm not saying all women are emotional. What I am saying is there are certain skills that as women we bring, that men bring also. I remember right at the start, I said, this is not male bashing. This is about finding the best combination going forward. And we can do this together. And I think with that collaborative and more innovative approach, an inclusive approach. And when you're naturally inclusive, you just get natural diversity. I wanted to finish off with a quote that says that every single one of us is sitting on a $2 billion idea. We just have to put ourselves in a place where we aren't afraid to take risks and share that idea. A couple of myths to bust. The all-knowing they say that women are risk averse. We're not. We're actually incredibly risk tolerant, which means that when we do get in front when we do create our own table or throw the table out, when we do come up with the ideas, when we do come up with the innovation, we have thought about it so deeply that when we get there, we are ready to go like that. We are risk tolerant. We are also not afraid to do more with less. And as the previous trailblazers and their remarkable accomplishments have shown, if we look ahead with the optimism for an innovative landscape, women will continue to shape that, because I truly believe that by embracing those diverse and inclusive perspectives, you can expand markets, you can inspire future leaders, and we'll be unlocking economic growth for a brighter future. These predictions for me are based on trends, they're based on emerging discussions I'm having, they are based around the need for inclusivity, diversity, innovation. The actual trajectory of women in innovation leadership roles are going to depend on various factors. They're going to depend on those factors. They're also going to depend on societal attitudes, policies within business. They're going to depend on us, every single person that is here in this call, men and women alike. It's important to note that gender shouldn't be the sole determinant of leadership. in innovation. Qualifications, experience, skills, they should all be primary considerations. But just look at what we could achieve if we had more women at the helm. The best way to predict your future is to create your future. The best way to predict it is to create it. And I am doing that. I have created a brand new program just for women. I've done this because I want to help women go forward. I've taken what I do on a one-to-one basis and I've created a 4-month program. And right now I'm actively seeking 6 people to join me on this. And I'm dedicated to helping them create their future that I'm actually prepared to offer it at 50%. That's what I'm doing. What else am I doing to create the future that I would like? Well, I've co-written a book. And it's about how being a square peg in a round hole is actually a superpower. Because I don't know about you, but I've never really felt like I fitted into the stereotypical, description of what an entrepreneur looks like. I know I'm Aileen, and I know I'm entrepreneurial, and I know I have a lot to give. And I know that my perspective brings a different way of thinking. I'm talking here today to share my ideas, to share the wisdom that I have created, that I have collated. That's one of the major things that we can do as women innovators, is to actually change, be the change. I have really, really enjoyed speaking here today. And while it wasn't a great big long talk for you, I hope that you have taken something from this. I hope that I have inspired. I hope that you will have amazing conversations with your fellow entrepreneurs here. And I would now like to ask you to do something for me. I would like you to go to the People tab that's in here. I would like you to find me, and I would like you to click on my picture, and I would like you to book a slot with me today in the next couple of hours to talk with me and talk about how you might join my exclusive program to help you take your business to the next level. That's what I would love to talk with you. That is the legacy that I would leave today, to help more women be at the front of innovation. Thank you so much for for listening to me. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you have a most amazing session. Click on the People button, go and find me, book a slot. I would love to talk to as many people as I can in the next couple of hours while I'm here. Take really good care. Bye. So I've just had a message to say, oh, there they are. There's the ladies. How are you doing?
Yeah, that was a wonderful speech, Aileen. All our
I'm
guests
so glad you enjoyed it.
All our guests thoroughly enjoyed. Can you hear us?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. It's a little bit.
Okay.
It sounds like you're at the end of a tunnel, but yes, I'm listening. I'm listening hard. I so enjoyed that. I really enjoyed doing that.
That's pretty nice. Even our audience enjoyed your speech together. So, Melinda, do we have any questions from the audience?
Yes, we do have a question for Aileen.
Okay,
Here is
fabulous.
the question for Aileen. So, why empowering female social entrepreneurs is key to economic recovery?
That's a fantastic question. I think that there's a real opportunity. We are naturally more attuned into the sustainability, and there are many studies to show that. The world is facing real climate problems, it's facing sustainability problems, it's facing social problems following COVID, and And what I would say is, I think if we can bring our united and collaborative approach to things, that we will actually start to solve these problems much, much more quickly. And for me, that then means that there's an opportunity for, I would say, economies not necessarily to grow, but to thrive. I think that's a very key difference, because growing just means like we're taking, and it's bigger, bigger, bigger. But actually, when we thrive within what we have, we don't need it to be more, we just need it to be better. And that's the point I was trying to make. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, Aileen, you really answered very well. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation today. It was really a good start. You're getting very good comments and lots of love from audience. So thank you so much for your support for joining all the sessions.
And
So,
you pumped up the first talk very well. I mean, the conference energy has lifted up. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope you loved the session as we did too. So we'll see you in the next sessions. So how to? If our audience wants to connect to you, do you have anything for us? You can leave that in the chat so that they will connect with you.
Yeah. So what I would say is, let's use the platform that we're on. On the screen, you can see there's the little, up on the top right-hand corner, there's the little icon for people. And when you click on that, you can find anybody that you like in this particular. I've had a good look myself. I think it's an amazing platform, I have to say. So when you click on there and you search for my name, it will come up with my picture. And when you click on my picture, you can message me, or you can actually book a slot to speak to me today. That is the best way. Alternatively, you could find me on LinkedIn. I'm very, very active on LinkedIn. I'm in there a lot. So if you just put in Aileen Boyle and my company is Fortro, then you will be able to find me that way. What I could do is, if you like, I could put in, is it worth putting in an email address into the chat box? Would that be helpful?
Yeah, that will help. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And as I said, will back to you personally if they have any questions. So
there we go. I just put that in the chat box.
That's Aileen. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can connect with her. She gave her info in the chat. So, let's move on to the second session of the day. So, Melita.
Our next speaker is Freya Huffman. Could you please join the next speaker session, Freya Huffman?
Freya Huffman is the next speaker. Please join that session. Encourage other speakers as well. Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Reach out to me through the people, and let's get talking. Bye.